this is Bree with American Stages Realty and Management here with
Steve Franck from Pale Blue Dot Ventures.
And we're here today to discuss Space Camp California. Who is Pale Blue Dot and what are you proposing to bring to Lompoc?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Pale Blue Dot Ventures is a Delaware C Corp, which means we can sell stock in the company. We are looking to we look for projects around the world, literally, between deepwater gas to Burma power generation deals that we've been chasing. But in this case, and our really first major project is bringing, for lack of a better description, a space-based, education-based museum that will focus on the future of space flight. And the bottom line is we're going back to the moon and then we're going to Mars, and it's a great story to tell. We want to tell that story, but also we want to teach the science behind that effort. And if you want to kind of put us, relative to other locations like Kennedy Space Center or Houston or the Huntsville U.S. Space and Rocket Center, we're more about the future of space exploration as opposed to the history of space exploration. Okay, and where is this development? So this all happened here in Lompoc. We think we've been on this now since formed the company in 2018, so it's been a while. We think Lompoc is actually quite unique, and I was a bit of an outsider when I came kind of in 2015 or so. I thought I saw an opportunity here. So this will be up at the Ken Adam Park. That park is about 82 acres. It's owned by the city of Lompoc. We're in the process of negotiating a 55-year lease with an option to buy from the city, but a 55-year lease to develop this property. Where the mesa is now, which is where the flagpoles are, which you see at night, they're lit up, that actually has direct view shed onto some of the launch facilities at Vandenberg, which makes it pretty unique. So we think this is kind of a one-of-a-kind location in the world. This is the only place you can see rockets, real rockets get launched on the West Coast. The next closest place is Elon Musk down in South Texas, or then further east is, of course, Kennedy. Okay, and the next question is, can you explain the different parts of the development and what all of this space camp will entail? Yeah, basically it's a place where we'll bring about 70,000 school kids, and that's 65,000 day trippers, anywhere from a 3-hour, maybe 4-hour drive away, to 5,000 kids a year that'll stay overnight, and we'll deeply immerse them in kind of space and space exploration. We'll have a facility which will have 4 different labs that we can run kids through. There's a bio lab, an engineering lab, and an earth science lab. So, and we'll run kids through anywhere from starting 4th, 5th, 6th grade all the way up to high school and even a bit older too. Space-based California has got a number of components. There's an educational component to this. There's also an entertainment focus to this. There will be a themed hotel with 75 keys. There'll be a Mars rover driving experience. There'll be a drone aviary, so you can fly drones. So there's a lot to be done here, and we think the reason we've constructed it this way is the deed restrictions require that this land, this 82 acres owned by the city, this land was originally given to the city by the Department of the Army back in the space shuttle days to build a space science museum. We're kind of using a more modern version of that, but we're using that land for much the same purpose. So I think there's a lot to be done. Total cost is about $130 million. It's not small. Okay. And how are the deed restrictions? Do they affect the purchase? Right. So I know there's been some challenges with the purchase, and now it looks like you're doing a lease option. Yeah. So So the deed restrictions, there's 3 deed restrictions on this land. So this land was given to the city for educational use, recreational use, or open use. Open use is what it is now. Do nothing with the land. Leave it fallow, basically. So everything we do has to have an educational component to it or a recreational component to it. We think that our plan for this facility, satisfies those requirements, and the city has already told us they in fact agree also. So that's kind of it's quite unique. This land, you can't buy this land and put houses there. You have to use it for, like I said, educational use, recreational use, or open use. Of the 82 acres, we're going to not touch Ken Adam Park. In fact, we're going to spend about $330,000 in our budget to improve Ken Adam Park. So that's improve kind of the parking lot, improve the picnic tables and the seating area, improve the barbecue area, improve the gazebo so people can get married there. We want to spend some of that money to improve that facility.
And to the Ken Adam Park, is that going to be available for public use, or will you have to pay in order to access that?
No, it'll still be open to public use, but you won't be able to get inside our boundaries without having a tag.
Of course.
Basically. But yeah, that'll still be available to use. I guess we got to figure out the parking issue, but that's down the road.
Okay. Next question is, how do you think that this development will change the landscape in Lompoc or benefit Lompoc?
We think there's a lot of benefits. First of all, it'll really put Lompoc on the map and raise the profile quite substantially. We think there is about 350 to 400 jobs. This is about a $40 million business every year annually. Like I said, 350, 400 jobs locally. The high season will be this summer, and on the weekends in particular. But we also think we'll generate about $6 million of additional taxes for the city. We're not asking for anything from the city other than the opportunity to lease the land and potentially eventually purchase the land. We think it'll increase house prices in the local area. We'll also, the utilities, which are already actually pretty close to the site, so there's not a lot of money that needs to be spent to bring the utilities on the site because Allen Hancock College is already there. The utilities in Lompoc were designed to have a bigger use case. So we'll fill in some of that uses, which means there won't be as a need to increase, electric rates or water rates. We hope anyway. We'll be one of the biggest players and users in town. So hopefully it'll reduce the pressure to make increases in those kind of utility fees. But probably the biggest thing is I think it brings, we've designed our experience to get people to come and stay for 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, because we want them to kind of come here, stay over, and make them busy so they don't jump in a car and then drive down to LA. They stay in a local hotel. In my view, that's local, I say, Lompoc certainly, but anywhere from basically Santa Maria to Solvang. And they stay in that area and they eat in a local restaurant and they spend their money here at least for one day. So that's kind of how we've designed our project.
And is there a portion of this development that will be dedicated to a space for residents or local people to watch the rocket launches?
Yeah, so where the current flagpoles are now, that mesa, we're going to put a stage there, a temporary stage. We looked at a permanent stage; it's expensive, so we'll do a temporary stage. But we'll also pave that partially. We'll also bring in water and electricity, So we can put food trucks up there, and then we'll also have permanent bathrooms up there too. So that's actually the best location to see the launches. And then we'll also have big videotrons and speakers, and we'll do live feeds from the launch facility.
That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for your interest.
Thank you.